Hello and welcome to the endocrine system. The endocrine system is an internal signaling system that is going to deal with hormones. That's essentially the way that the whole entire thing works. It's going to be made up of a variety of glands that live throughout the whole entire body and secrete hormones into the bloodstream. Endocrine glands are the way that the human body produces hormones. There are some other types of things that do produce hormones as well that aren't necessarily considered part of the endocrine system, but you can consider them like adjacent players to the endocrine system. The main hormone producers are the skin, the thymus, gastrointestinal mucosa, placenta, the pituitary, both the anterior and posterior pituitary, also called the hypophysis. And you'll see it as hypophyseal or hypophyseal, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. The adrenal glands, which live on top of the kidneys, which is why they're called the adrenal glands, and a couple other different organs throughout the body. Here are the primary glands of the endocrine system. Pituitary, which, as I said, is also called the hypophysis. Pineal gland, also in your brain, thyroid gland on your throat, parathyroid, which is near the thyroid, actually kind of inside of the thyroid. It's like 4 bits inside of the thyroid. Thyroid is butterfly shaped and on your neck. That's why I keep on touching my neck. Pancreas, specifically the pancreatic islets, that's going to deal with a variety of food-based things, so insulin and glucagon. The adrenals on top of the kidneys, and then sex organs, the ovaries or the testes. And here is a picture of them. Ooh, ah, exciting. Ooh, wow, so amazing. There's also the hypothalamus, which is going to essentially just secrete different types of secreting organs, or secreting hormones, or releasing hormones. So like it's essentially like this big game of tag. The hypothalamus will secrete things to the pituitary will secrete things to the rest of the body, which will secrete things, and then it does whatever it needs to do. It makes it so that naming things is super awkward, but as long as you like draw out the chain, then it makes more sense. So this is what I was talking about. There is the pituitary, which is the hypophysis, not hypophysis, hypophysis. There's the anterior pituitary, which is also called the adenohypophysis, and the posterior pituitary, which is called the neurohypophysis. They're called either the adenohypophysis or the neurohypophysis based on where they actually secrete things to and the different types of things that they actually do. So whether it's kind of outside or a variety of different other things. The different hormones that are associated with them are going to be, well, different. A pineal gland is also considered like the internal eye of the brain. In other different organisms, it actually deals with internal regulation of the body clock, so it senses light, which is why it got the nickname of the internal eye. Thyroid and thyroid-based hormones, so thyroid hormone, are all about maintaining metabolism and altering metabolic processes. The parathyroid is dealing with calcium level. Pancreas is glucose level, and then also deals with metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. The adrenals, or the suprarenal. So if this is your kidney, your adrenal gland sits on top of it. It's also called the epinephrine gland, epi meaning outside of, nephros meaning kidney in Greek. Adrenal is Latin. We talked about this before, but there's a whole lot of different types of things that it does, and depending on where you are, whether you're in the cortex or the medulla or medulla, depending on how you end up wanting to pronounce that, that's where you are. Ovaries and testes essentially do the exact same type of thing, just whether you are in an ovary-bearing creature or a testes-bearing creature. That is about all I have to say about the endocrine system. Short, sweet, and hopefully you have fun with the rest of the different things. As always, if you have any questions, come and see me. Ciao!